Hi everybody, I'm Jess.
I'm Kaylee. We're the Jacksons.
We are newlyweds. We live in San Diego, California. We just got married in July. It is now September 10th of 2020. I am 28 years old, and Kaylee is also 28 years old.
We're making this video because we just wanted to share with the world our journey and the process of IUI for a lesbian couple and what that looks like for us.
Yeah. I think we also want to just kind of video document our entire journey so that one day, like, our future children will get to watch this and see everything that we're going through to bring them into the world, and to know that they are loved and have been wanted for a very long time. And then they get to kind of watch the journey of what made them. So I guess we can start kind of like at the beginning. Like, we've been together for 3 years now. Like I mentioned already, we're newlyweds. We got married in July. And having children is something that we both have wanted for a very long time. We both have always known we wanted to be mothers. And so after we got engaged, about a little over a year ago, we started talking about like how long after we got married we wanted to have kids and things like that. And we pretty much determined that we wanted to have kids right away. We're not getting any younger. My eggs aren't getting any younger. And so we're ready. And so we have recently started the process. And I guess if we want to backtrack to the very beginning of our journey, it started with us deciding how we wanted to do this, because there's multiple different ways that lesbians can do this.
Yes.
And we've chosen to do IUI, where I will carry. It will be my egg in my womb. And I think the main reason we chose that is that if we wanted to do reciprocal IVF, which would be where we would take Kaylee's eggs and I would carry them, she would have to undergo some fertility treatments and needles and things that she didn't really want to do. Yeah,
despite all the tattoos, I hate needles. And I am proud to be a woman, but the hormones and like the inserting and taking stuff out, like, not for me. So once I realized the whole process of that, I respectively declined that process. Yeah. And she's so good looking. Like, I mean,
and it made a lot of different things easier also, deciding that, one, like, it doesn't matter whose DNA is in the kid, it's our kid. And two, because we've talked about having 2 children, and we've talked about what kind of donor we would want if we had 2 kids. And if we were to do reciprocal IVF, the plan was to do Kaylee's egg and then my egg for our second child. And then it was like, what kind of donor do we choose? But since we've decided to use my eggs only for both children, we picked a donor that resembles Kaylee, that has a lot of the same physical characteristics as well as personality traits of her. So that
so he's a genius. He's good looking.
He's vegetarian.
He's vegetarian. We're actually vegan, but vegetarian was close enough.
Yes.
But
similar
that was important to us
things.
To find
green eyes, like her beautiful green eyes.
Yeah, check them. To find someone that, I mean, not necessarily looks like me, because that's kind of weird, but just shares the same characteristics. And what was most important to us is not even the looks, like Jess was mentioning, but the actual
like who this donor is as a person.
Yeah, who he is as a person. His beliefs is really what hooked us. Like, some of his quotes and what he believes in was really important to us. So
he's everything we want our kids to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've picked a donor. We are actually in the parking lot of our fertility clinic. We just finished up with a follow-up appointment. So with the IUI, we chose to do what they call a medicated IUI cycle. meaning right after I started my monthly cycle, we came in, did an ultrasound, checked my eggs and everything, and then I started oral hormone therapy. So I started taking Clomid, which is just a hormone medication that helps your follicles develop and give you a stronger ovulation, basically. They use it a lot in like actual like fertility treatments for women that have trouble ovulating. And I don't really have trouble ovulating, but my cycles are irregular. So our lovely doctor recommended it to help us along the way and improve our chances of getting pregnant quicker. So today was the follow-up to that to see how things are developing. And we have 2 strong follicles on my left ovary and potentially 1 on my right. So that's good. Those are good. All good things. So our next step is I'm going to continue testing my ovulation with at-home ovulation predictor strips. And as soon as we get a positive, I give myself a lovely little injection. Let me just pull it out. This lovely little injection. I have to shoot myself in the belly with it as soon as we get a positive on that test. And then we come back in for insemination day. But we'll be back in a few days anyway, just as another follow-up to see how things are developing. Because my cycles are so irregular, they want me back on Monday to see how things are cooking.
See how they're cooking. Yeah. And just to go back to the Clomid to answer some potential questions, Jess only had to do it for 5 days.
Yes.
It was 2 pills?
2 pills once a day, days 3 and onward for 5 days. What is that? To day 8.
To day 8. The medicine itself was super inexpensive. I think it was only like
$20.
$20. Some questions, and even questions of ours, was like, how much was all of this gonna cost? So the Clomid itself was very inexpensive. Her trigger shot is what it's referred to, was only...
It was $108.
Only $108.
It was $108 for the shot.
But a small price to pay for a
baby.
Little baby. And then with the medicated cycle, we have to do, as Jess was talking about, ultrasounds to see how the follicles are developing. So at the very minimum, you have to do 2. One between days 2 and 5 in your cycle, so they can just see how everything is. And then you need to do at least another follow-up one after you've done your Clomid cycle. Those are around $200 to $300 depending on your doctor and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then, as she was saying, she might need to do another one on Monday. So if that's accurate, that's about $600 there. And then depending on if you're doing it at home or in the doctor, prices will vary. We decided that we were going to do it actually in the office, which we can discuss more after we actually do it. But there are a couple of reasons why we wanted to do it in the office. And I mean, the entire cost, I guess, for a medicated cycle is roughly...
Including the purchase of sperm, because we're using an anonymous donor through a sperm bank. You can also have a known donor, is what they're called, which would be like a friend or somebody that you know that you could have donate. And there's a lot of reasons why we chose an anonymous donor, and I think we can go into that in a different video also.
But the sperm itself from the anonymous donor is, what, $600?
Depending on the grade that we actually get. They have multiple different grades of vials, and I think we're going with the platinum, is what they call it. Platinum, meaning...
The magnum sperm.
Meaning that he's got lots of little spermies in there, in
them.
those particular vials when he donated and they separated it out and whatever. I don't know what exactly they do. But
We'll
I think
research and get back to you.
But I think the vials themselves are like $6.50 each. And he's got plenty of vials at this particular location. So we are going to just purchase each month until we get pregnant. So $6.50 for that, and then the actual in-office IUI is $450. So what does that bring our grand total to?
Well, that's about $1,000 in the office just for the procedure itself on procedure day, and then with all of the ultrasounds and the medication, you're looking close to $1,800
to two
medicated
$2,000
cycle.
Yeah.
Which is,
and again, that's just through our clinic, so
yeah,
prices will vary clinic to clinic, state to state.
Not using any aid or insurance either. It's just out-of-pocket costs for us. We've set aside a very healthy savings account for this. Again, we've talked for a long time. This is something that's really important to us and our family. So it's a small price to pay to have a little minion running around and bring joy to our life. But we're really excited. So we'll be back in a couple of days to share the experience of either what that third ultrasound reveals or the day of.
Yeah. We're excited to share our journey and our experience with the world, because this is a very, I think, intimate thing that a lot of couples go through. And it was just really important to us to kind of film and document the entire process from start to finish, so that not only do we have something to look back on, but our kids have something to look back on, and then maybe, we can help another couple out along the way that has questions that maybe we can have some answers to. So if anyone has any questions, drop them in the comment box and we'll answer as many as we can or help point you in the right direction if we can. Neither of us are like medical professionals in any way, so we're just kind of learning this along the way.
Everything you hear is our opinions only. Yes. Everyone is entitled to one, so if you don't agree with us, that's totally fine. We respect all of your opinions, but yeah, they're just opinions and how we live our lives, so don't take anything take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Take what you like and leave the rest.
There you go. Hey.
I think that's about it.
That's it.
That's it for today.
That was weird. Bye. Excited. You're hot. You're in a hot flash.
A little bit.
And I am an operations... Whoa, not an operations manager. I am the director.
You want to wear those for the whole video?
Mm-hmm. I sure do.
What are they?
I was spacing out.
Oh my god. Start over. Okay.